The White House is threatening mass federal layoffs if the government shuts down next week, not just the typical temporary furloughs that we have seen with many shutdowns recently. They're talking about permanent layoffs, another Trump-backed purge of the federal workforce. White House Budget Director Russ Vought sent a memo to agencies yesterday ordering them to prepare. And he preemptively blamed the Democrats. Quote, "We remain hopeful that Democrats in Congress will not trigger a shutdown and the steps outlined above will not be necessary." House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries hit back. He called Vought a malignant political hack and said he would not be intimidated. The Washington Post's Mariana Sotomayor joins us at the table. Mariana, you spent a lot of time on Capitol Hill.
Yep.
Is there any hope that this will be averted at this time?
I mean, listen, we've seen so many times that we've gone right up to the hour and then maybe there is a solution, maybe there's a negotiation. But as of right now, the stalemate absolutely continues and Democrats are not budging despite this threat. If anything, they're pointing out the fact that Republicans hold the White House, the Senate, and the House. And Vought does not have to take this step at all. I mean, like you said, past shutdowns, there have been furloughs. Federal workers have had back pay, but this new threat to fire a number of federal workers, if anything, has shown a number of Democrats, including Senate Democrats who were kind of weighing whether to support this funding bill. They were genuinely weighing and wanted to know if Republicans in the future would continue to cut already appropriated funds, which we've seen happen through DOGE, through other measures that have happened already this year. So at this point in time, I really do not see Democrats, both in the House and the Senate, moving on this. So it's just an escalation.
And David, I just want to underscore how big a deal this would be. Because as I said, unfortunately, we have seen many government shutdowns of various lengths over the past several years. People don't get paid. They get furloughed, but then they tend to pass back pay. Not always, but tend to pass back pay. But the point is, it's temporary. This threat is that it's permanent. And that's what you hear from some Democrats, some quietly, some publicly, about their concern about the potential for a shutdown, because you're giving the Trump administration the keys to the kingdom and say, okay, do what you want. And this is what they're saying they'll do.
Well, this was part of the argument, remember, in the spring,
right,
that Schumer, when he got so much heat from his party for not putting up a fight, one of the arguments being made at the time, because remember, that's when Elon Musk was still here, DOGE was still in effect, that there was a real concern among Democrats that in a shutdown, the executive would go as to a maximalist approach, as Donald Trump is doing. So that is a real concern. It was intriguing to hear the president in the Oval Office, right? The first thing out of his mouth when he was asked about the shutdown was, well, of course, this will be all the Democrats' fault. It seems both Republicans and Democrats are spending a lot more time right now as the clock is ticking down, laying the groundwork for the political battle of who gets the blame, rather than actually trying to find an off-ramp to fund the government.
Well, and there was a meeting planned at the White House with the president and Democratic leaders, and the Republican leaders in Congress told the president that's not a good idea because we don't want to give in on that. Here is, well, I just want to say on the Schumer of it all, I talked to him on Sunday, asked him that very question, and his argument was that was 6 months ago, and now what you're seeing in the administration is even more insistence on doing it their way anyway, meaning they're going to do it anyway. And so what difference does it make? Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic leader in the House, was asked about the leverage that he might have. Let's listen.
The government were to shut down. What leverage do Democrats have at that point?
Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. The country has been lectured all year about how Republicans are in charge. If the government shuts down, it will shut down because Donald Trump and Republicans in the House and the Senate have made that decision to intentionally inflict pain on the American people.
Sean?
Yeah, the Democrats are in a tricky spot. I think that they are bruising for a fight. Their voters want it. I just don't know that the shutdown is going to be the thing that gives them their mojo back. But when I look at this, it reminds me of something Trump said the week he came back into town. I was writing a piece about some prayer breakfast he was speaking at, and he said that in the new era of Washington, it's going to be like the old days where Republicans and Democrats were going to go out to eat together and everything was going to be so great, and he was going to invite them all over to the White House. And of course, he hasn't done that at all, and it's like a total go-it-alone approach from the Republicans, and you can see that this week.
Before we go to break, I just want to read one thing. This is from Congressman Mike Lawler, Republican from New York. He's one of 3 Republican House members in districts that Joe Biden won in 2024. For years, Democrats have thundered from every podium, press conference, and Sunday show that any government shutdown is reckless, destructive, and indefensible. Now, those same Democrats are suddenly just fine with plunging the American people into a shutdown because it suits their political agenda. And the question, if we do get to a shutdown, is which of those arguments is going to win.